Hi, I'm Ken Brill, the Executive Director of the Uptime Institute, and we're a knowledge institution. Our membership consists of large data centers. Typical data center for our members is about 5 megawatts of energy consumption, and we represent about 15% of that type of facility in the United States.
With your membership, you've got some access to what some of the trends are, some interesting data. What's the latest on power usage in the data center? Are people getting their arms around this problem? What's your experience with the folks you're talking to?
Well, we see combinations of trends, as you always do if you look at a large aggregate. The EPA published some results in 2007 projecting a 15% compound annual growth rate of energy consumption, and we can validate that with our members. In the EPA report, they did come up with ways that you could cut the energy growth by 50%. We're not seeing any of that happen with our members. The biggest members, or some of the members with the fastest growth rate, are actually growing in the 20s. What that means is every 3 to 4 years you've run out of data center space. I think that there's a misperception that the data center construction boom that's going on right now is a one-time event. I don't believe that's the case. We're adding a net 1 million servers a year. Of course, we're building many more servers than that, but we're also decommissioning servers. But the net addition is 1 million servers a year, which creates a $16 billion a year construction effort. And that's in addition to the refurbishment effort. So there's probably something like $20 billion, $25 billion a year data center construction or refurbishment going on now. And that seems like it will go on into the indefinite future. Now, the problem with that is it's not, I don't believe, economically sustainable. We joined with McKinsey and Company as our knowledge partners in producing something called Revolutionizing Data Center Efficiency. And in that report, we advanced the arguments that this construction, it's a CapEx problem, not an OpEx problem. In other words, the cost of energy for data centers is still a very small part of the overall costs of IT. But the CapEx cost of building the place to put the servers is overwhelming. And that CapEx cost is changing the fundamental economics of IT and reducing them. And that report is on our website at uptimeinstitute.org/revolutionizing_update. In that report, we show that for a 40,000 square foot data center, which would be typical of many of our members, continuing as we are now versus implementing what we call energy czar, or somebody who's charged with making radical reductions in energy consumption, which is totally possible. The Energy Czar program over 4 years saves $144 million, reduces greenhouse gases by 112,000 tons, and reduces the demand on the electric grid from what it would otherwise been by about 6 megawatts. So pretty overwhelming opportunities for savings.
What's the key to starting to unlock those savings? Because when you talk about the kind of capital costs for the data center construction, it's a hard time to come by that kind of money now anyway. People are attempting to build more efficient facilities. What do you see as the key to capturing some of those opportunities?
The things that we report with McKinsey have been known for 3 years. Anybody who has followed our website it's common knowledge for those who have followed this that there's huge savings. You don't do this because it's green, you do it because it saves money. The problem seems to be at the executive leadership level. The savings occur between silos, where the IT facilities and even within IT is heavily siloed. And these savings occur when you break down the silos. The savings are between the silos, not within the silos. And it takes executive leadership to restructure. In the McKinsey report, one of the things we recommend is the appointment of an energy czar. And the energy czar has to be almost a C-suite level person, because they got to make such basic changes. Our problem is not technology, our problem is leadership and management. For example, every IT organization replaces their hardware every 3 to 5 years. There is substantially more energy efficient hardware available for purchase. The IT procurement organization is typically incented on dollar savings as opposed to watt savings. Simply changing the incentives for the procurement organization to look at total cost of ownership, including watts and the energy consumption and the capital costs associated, we would make radically different choices in what we buy. And the manufacturers offer products that we could buy that are available for sale. If a large organization were to do this, typically they would find in a competitive market that any price premium for the more energy efficient product will go away. So it's possible, one example is one large financial deferred building $100+ million data center just by buying more energy efficient hardware, which didn't cost them anything other than what they would have already spent. But this requires changes in behavior, and it requires executive leadership to demand it, set goals, and this is only just one example of many that I could offer.